to start ticking.
Ah, there we go. That's awesome.
And okay, yeah, we are. Oh, okay. Now we're back. All right. All right, we are live, I think now.
Hey.
Okay. All right. Hey, this is Thurman, Clean Freaks Podcast, and hosted by S&M Cleaning Service. Hey, we have a special guest today. We have Gil Nazario, and he's going to give his experiences about his business and into the janitorial field. And Gil, if you would just tell us your name, a little bit about your business, a little background about you, if you would, please.
I appreciate that. First, thanks for having me on, man. I really enjoy the content that you deliver. Seeing you have one of my homies, a young man I grew up with, Antoine, on your show. So that was awesome, man. So just being on
Thank you.
here, being able to follow up Antoine and some of your other guests, man. He's definitely been Antoine has been he's been in business longer than I have, and it's shown me that I can do this business, man. So it's cool seeing him on there and you giving us young brothers and young gentlemen and other folks in the cleaning industry a platform. So thanks again.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So
We're
one,
blessed to have you.
yes, yes. So my name's Gil Nazario. My wife and I own Clean Floors and More. We are a janitorial service. As the name says, Clean Floors and More. We started out in the floor industry, which I see S&M is big on as well. So I started out stripping and
Yes.
waxing floors, and then we evolved into a commercial janitorial service. So what I thought was just going to be a floor, maybe a stripping and waxing company, because that's the skill set I had. It ended up evolving into a full service janitorial. I saw a need for more than just floors. I saw companies having a floor company, plus somebody else doing their carpet, plus somebody else doing their cleaning. And I was just like, hey, we can kind of take care of all three, and evolved into a janitorial service. Our main thing, man, we like to get someone's janitorial contract, whether it's 3 days, 5 days, a week, whatever it may be, and then they got to walk on something. So we try to add on those floors. We try to add on those floors as well. That's basically what we do, man. We take care of folks' buildings, make sure they look nice and clean and sanitized in the morning when their staff and clients arrive, and then we like to take care of floors if that option presents itself as well.
That's awesome, man. That's real
Yep.
awesome. One of the questions I like to dig into is how long have you been in business?
All right. Been in business for 10 years now. 10 years.
Mhm.
I've been in the cleaning
Congratulations.
industry. I want to say 13, but 10 years now with our own service.
Congratulations. 10 years. Got a
Thank you,
decade.
man.
Hmm.
It's been a rough ride. It's been a fun ride. Been blessed, been stressed, been everything in between, man. But I can say it's definitely changed my life around for the better. So I'm always thankful for this industry very, very much.
Awesome. What gave you the idea of starting your business?
Thanks for asking, man. That's my
Hmm.
favorite story to get into. All
All
right,
right.
so not having many skills and many things to rely on. When I was younger, just being a knucklehead, running around, just not really focused as I should be. Ended up
Mhm.
looking for some opportunities as I wanted to settle down. I ended up at our local hospital, which I believe is still the largest employer in the county. So I was like, all right, I know I can go get a job there, man. They hiring a lot of folks. Let me go see what's going on. So I ended up with a per diem weekend shift in the trauma unit. So when folks would come in, whatever the trauma may be, I was the one that cleaned up those trauma bays and got them ready for the next person to come in. I got asked to be on the floor team eventually, and I took it. That was a full time opportunity. So that trauma bay opportunity was weekends only. When they liked how I did my job, got opportunity to do the floors, and I fell in love with stripping and waxing. My man, I just love taking a beat up floor and being able to flip that around, and I just loved it. And I would get a lot of attention based off of that. Doctors, nurses, hey, Smiley, when you gonna come through my house? When are you gonna do my floors? And I was like, a light bulb. You start to do the math, and I just figured that this is
Mhm.
a service I was good at and something that I can provide to my community. Took the idea home to my wife. 10 years later, here we are, man. So it's just been a crazy fun experience and just blessed.
That's awesome, man. I see. That's really awesome. What and I know you started out in floors. What are
Hmm.
some of the services that you added on as
Hmm.
time went on?
Yeah. All right. So we didn't really do cleaning. Like I said, my main
Mhm.
idea was just the floors because that's the skill set that I came out of the hospital with. I was at one location which my cousin worked at a dental office and called me in for was able to plug me in for some carpets. Shout out to family when you're first starting, throwing your name around. But I
Yeah.
went to go give them their carpet estimate, and I saw that they had some VCT in their operatories. And so I asked about the VCT, and she said, "Well, we have a company that comes in and does that." All right, I said, "How about your cleaning?" She says, "Oh, we have another company that does that." So I'm thinking, I said, "I'm here to look at the carpet. They have a second company that does the VCT. They have a third company that does the cleaning." I was like, I said, we could provide all three services. At the time, I didn't use the word all inclusive. The young lady said, "So you're an all inclusive service?" I took my notepad. I said, "Yes, we are an all inclusive service." And ever since then, we kind of positioned ourselves as a janitorial service that can add those additional floor services as well. So, take out the trash, clean your restrooms, your common areas, dust, wipe things down. Again, just making sure things are nice and tidy in the AM, when their employees and clients return to do business.
Right. What are some of the services that you may plan to add in the future that you're not currently providing?
All right, that's a good question. It's funny. The floors actually, we've
Mm-hmm.
shifted away. I grew the janitorial really well, and that just became my main focus over, I want to say, maybe the last 7 years. And I would love to get back into the floors more.
Okay.
Maybe more commercial carpet cleaning. I really like the commercial carpet cleaning. I think there's a great margin there. I really like the VLM. And I just think there's a lane, there for, at least for me in my area. I've touched it a little bit, and I know that's something that we can really turn up. So I think it's crazy. We started off with floors and carpets, went to janitorial. I think I want to shift a little bit because I like the margins on that floor end.
Hmm. I understand. And we sort of did sort of the opposite. I guess we started out in doing office buildings,
Hmm.
and then we started doing the floors, and now seem like now we do a lot of floors,
Yeah.
probably more floors than we do janitorial accounts.
Can I
So
throw in a question? Why is
yeah,
that? What do you think made you want to make that transition?
it wasn't my idea. It
Hmm.
was just the opportunity. It was opportunity.
Same, same,
Yep.
same with
Hmm.
same with us. And I think some of the old timers that used to do floors, I don't think too many of the young guys want to do floors as much
That's correct.
anymore. It's not an easy job. It's a messy job. It's a lot of time.
Hmm.
It's a late night job. So it's a
Yeah,
it's a art it's an art that's kind of fading away. So I think there is
I agree.
opportunity out there.
I agree. You're exactly
Hmm.
right. I definitely agree. And I know you mentioned a little bit about margin. Like maybe someone that's considering starting out, what would you say maybe is that's a good margin, maybe or maybe your most profitable margin as far as services that you provide?
I just overall, when I look at my numbers, it seems like we always land around that 30% mark.
Hmm.
Think I would like, better, but I think in the janitorial you're dealing with a lot of overhead when it comes to labor and things
Oh
like
yeah.
that. So I think that's where we land. I think the floors are a little bit better, especially if I'm out doing it, which I'm at the point in my business where I'm not a big fan of going out and doing the work myself. That's really not how I planned it out when I first started. But when I'm out
Hmm.
there knocking those floors and those commercial carpets out, that margin's pretty wide, pretty wide open. But on the janitorial side, it seems like if I can hit that 30%, I'm a happy man.
Okay, that's all. And I think that's sort of almost standard today. 30%. I hear a lot. Definitely.
Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm. I
Definitely
hear some
standard.
folks getting some different numbers on residential. I have a buddy that's been in my ear about
Hmm.
about those residentials for a while. He said his margin's a little different there. He excites me when he talks numbers, but I think I want to stay in my lane and do what I what I know, what I've been doing over the years.
Same here. I dibble and dabble sometimes with residential, but
Hmm.
my our definitely main focus is commercial.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
for us
definitely.
at least. Yep.
At least for us, yes.
Yep.
Yes. And also like for as someone maybe just starting out or something, if you would have maybe some tips or something for them as far as finding accounts.
Ah, I like that. All right, now I think this varies per area. So, say if you're in a big city, New York City, maybe Philadelphia, bigger cities, it's difficult. It may be difficult to go door to door. There's a lot of doors, but things are spread out, and the opportunities are so vast. I would say in the larger cities, but in a city like mine and here in Reading, we have about 100,000, probably a little less than 100,000 folks. we know the target area. So I like to stomp the concrete, man. I like taking a little goodie bag. I like softening up that person that's at the door. Her job, and the reason I believe the person at the door, him or her, was put there to make sure we're not able to bother the decision maker. And what do we want to do? We want to bother the decision maker. So I always suggest sweetening up that deal. If you can go door to door, bring something for that person at the desk. Somebody to soften them up. See if you can, whether it's a goodie bag, whether it's a treat, whatever it can be, in order to build that relationship. Because I truly believe that people buy from who they know, they like, and they trust. And in order for people to know, like, and trust you, you need to touch them multiple times and not try to just sell them. You need to build that relationship. And I think that's what we've always stood strong on. I want to come in, try to build a relationship, and then we can talk business after that. So that would be a tip for me. Go hit the concrete. Don't try to oversell. Make your approach. Try to soften up some of those sweet spots where you want to get in, and then hit them with some deeper material.
That's good. Will that be the term gatekeeper? Is that what?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's right. That's right. What's their job, man? Their job is to make sure you don't get back behind that desk. And I respect it. So I try to bring in, whether it's some donuts, whether it's a goodie bag with pens and things that she can use in her area, something to sweeten up that deal. And then, maybe I can push forward from there and get some more information.
Great advice. Great advice. And thank you for sharing that
Yeah,
as well.
thanks for asking.
Some of your tickets, some of your secrets.
It's
Yeah.
all good.
Social media, how does that play a part in your business?
All right. I love it, man. Thanks for asking that. Social media. I can tell you, I'll be honest right now. My daughter runs our social media. When we first started
Mhm.
out, I was big on the social media. And what I realized, I think early on was, I think it goes back to what I just said. People buy from who they know, like, and trust.
Mhm.
I put my face wherever it needed to be. I smiled. I aligned my business with other movers and shakers in my community. So if I was able to do a big shot, realtors carpet in the community, I was going to
Mhm.
pull up the next day with my van. I was going to ask for a testimonial. We're going to stand in front of my van, and you're going to, you know what I mean? And they're going to say what they want to say. And it's not that I'm forcing them. They really enjoyed the service. I just had the mindset to go out there and get them on camera and let them introduce my company to their audience. So social media, being able to align myself with great folks in my community and utilize their social media platforms as well, has been really, really key for us.
That's awesome. I'm taking notes.
My man.
I'm definitely taking notes here. That is really good. Uh, and also, if you mind, if we just switch gears a little bit, and I know that you have a mentor ship or a training program.
Hey,
If you
nice.
would, please, if you would touch on that a little bit and tell us something about that. And
All
actually,
right.
that's exactly how I saw you. On,
Nice.
definitely
All
saw
right.
you.
Thanks for touching that. I appreciate that.
Hmm.
All right, so it's called Cleaning Business Growth Academy. Like I said, I've been in this business for 10 years, and the struggles that I've felt over the last 10 years, climbing uphill, figuring things out. A lot of times we come in this industry working, for somebody else, like I did. I worked for a hospital, or people come and they know how to do the job, but a lot of times they don't know how to run the business.
Hmm.
So there's a young lady named Nicole in my community, and my buddy Eddie as well. But I saw Nicole on social media, and I was like, wow, she reminds me of me. And I just reached out to her, and I just offered my help, and I told her I recognize their hustle, and I'm here, and I just want to help her out if she needs. And now she does a bunch of subcontracting for us and other things, and I help coach her. But I really noticed that I enjoy that a lot, and I felt like I was good at it, and I was getting a lot of feedback because she was putting me on to other people that she knew. Hey, this person can use some help. So I was like, all right, I'm going to create an Instagram and just start sharing some tips and some knowledge, and things really started to roll, and I seen an opportunity there. So we're looking to do some one-on-one coaching. I run a free mastermind until the end of the year. I'm looking to run a paid mastermind in the beginning of the year, and I just want to help people avoid a lot of the missteps that we ran into. So I say the Cleaning Business Growth Academy, we're about helping cleaning business owners create foundations that support healthy growth. So it's not just about growing, it's about healthy growth and building a nice, great building, but making sure that foundation is solid as well, so it can stand firm for years to come.
Awesome. And what
Yep.
would you recommend as far as from day one, or maybe a year or two, or for someone to seek mentorship and
All right,
training?
cool. What I would do, there's a lot of free information online, of course, and I know mentorship, it comes with having a budget. You just
Mhm.
can't pay somebody a lot of times to come in and coach you and things like that. So if you can go out and find free info, in the beginning, that's what I would do. But I would also, I'm not the type to try to always, I'm a go-getter, I'm a risk taker and things like that, but I'm going to try to find somebody that's been where I've been, and I'm going to try to
Mhm.
follow them along the path. So I would try to find a mentor, a coach, see if that fits in your budget. If not, go out there and find free information. And when the time and opportunity presents itself, I would try to go out there and find a coach and someone that can take you where you're trying to get to, so you don't have to recreate anything. You can just kind of follow the steps that someone's already laid out for you.
Gotcha. Good advice. Good advice. And if you could, just to not to steal too many of your secrets, but what are
Mhm.
maybe two things that tips that you can give us on your systems and your
All right, I
mentorship?
like that very much. All right, so let's say something that I did early, something that I think I did early on that was wrong. I like the selling, so that that
Hmm.
out there getting deals, closing them up, shaking hands, getting your team in. We built too fast. So before bringing
Hmm.
on employees, I would recommend tip number one, make sure you have some type of foundation, whether it's a policies and procedure. I think it's about that trip that you take them from the initial touch, from that first touch, whether it's a phone call for that first interview, and make sure you have a planned process that you take them on, from the interview process to the onboarding process to training to that inspection to making sure that they're good, because they're going to respect your company for the way that you treated them. Now they see the way that you treated them. You're not under the table. You're not some around the corner. You're someone who really invests time into your people, and I think people are more likely to give that type of love and effort back to you.
Good. That's really wonderful. Oh, I'm sorry. Your camera a little bit is a little bit
Oh, that's
dark
what I
there.
thought, right?
Hmm.
And this is a new computer too. I don't know what's going on here. It just got weird on me, right?
Yeah, just got a little. I don't know if I forgot what they call those, like filters or something.
Yeah, I ain't been got these new lights. I got these new lights for you and everything. Thurman, look at that. I'm not sure, man. I'm sorry about that.
No problem, no problem. And I've seen the hundreds of you, a lot of your videos, and its quality is very
I
great.
appreciate you. Thanks,
Uh,
man.
okay.
Come back on.
Yes, still has that type of
Yeah,
tint
it
to
looks like a little purple or something on there.
it. Hmm.
No, that's not a good look. But go ahead. I'm sorry about that.
No problem, no problem. No problem. Hey, we still can get good content from you, good advice from you. Networking strategies, is that something for like subcontracting, franchising? Is that
Mhm.
something that you involved in your strategies?
Networking? Oh
Hmm.
man, I don't do a lot of networking these days, to be honest. A lot of my stuff is online, and I've really been focusing a lot on the coaching. But networking was big for us and something I struggle with too, man. My first networking events, I was hanging back where the cheese was at, trying to stay out trying to stay out the way, man. But networking, getting out there, and I think personalities, man, smiling, getting close to people, letting people know who you
Hmm.
are, what you do, and I think doing other things in the community was big for us too. Lining ourselves up. Again, I'm just big with lining ourselves up with, see if we can line our movement up with somebody else's movement. So if you can find something positive to do in a community, whether it's a trunk or treat, whether it's an Easter egg hunt, whether, whatever it may be, to do things for your community, I think that's a great way to network as well, outside of the standard going to a networking event. You can combine, maybe do things for the community, and link up and network that way as well. That was something we always had fun with.
Good. That's great advice. And I know you touched on it. What are maybe some of the biggest challenges that you've had in business or in your coaching or mentorship program?
Right? I'll stick to business. So I think the biggest
Hmm.
challenge in business is figuring out what you don't know. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Just figuring out, because a lot of times we're hustlers, man. We're out there, we're getting it done. We know what we want, but how to get it done properly, because running a business is more than getting a job and going out doing a job and collecting the money. It's way more than that. So knowing the things that we don't know, I think was the biggest struggle, and something that was I just was blessed to run into a coach early on, and probably paid before I had the money, but I knew he was going to bring me my value. He's been with us for about 5-6 years, maybe even more than that. He's helping me now with my coaching, because who best to help me with my coaching than my coach, who's helped me out with my business. He's helped me create these foundations and systems, and we're looking to turn that into something different. So I always say the biggest struggle is just not knowing what I should do at certain times. But lucky I was able to go find somebody who can guide me and say, hey kid, this is the way business is done.
I saw one of your videos recently, a few days ago, that you had mentioned that, and that sat with me really well. How long did it take you when you started your business before you seeked out or mentorship or coaching?
I want to say, let me see, we're 10 years now. We've probably been with him 5 years. So he's been with us I want to say 5 years he's been with us. I could be
Hmm.
cutting ourselves a little short, but I want to say 5 years. But I knew I wanted him maybe a year or two before. My brother took me to a networking
Hmm.
event, and I seen him speaking and talking about the businesses and everything he's done. And I was over it. I'm like, I want this guy. I couldn't afford him at the time, but I was like, this is the guy that I want in my business. I ended up dropping some paperwork off to my accountant one day, which my wife usually does, which is weird. She usually does it. She was busy. I said, no, don't worry, I'll drop it off. And you know how those things work sometimes. I dropped it off, and the accountant tells me, hey, I've been working with a guy who's been helping me. I said, that's the guy I've been looking for. And I was able to get his number, and we've been working together ever since, man.
Oh yes, that was planned. That was definitely
Yeah,
planned.
I hear that.
Mhm.
I was hunting him
Yeah.
down, man, and boom, he ends up walking into my lap.
That was definitely planned. That was a blessing. Sound like what and as far as advice or even maybe for yourself, when is the right time to hire employees? And I hear a lot of newbies or new people just starting their business. When is the right time to start hiring employees?
I think that's a good question. That's a tough question. It's gonna have to go. I think that's individual. You're gonna have to look at your own budgets. You know, what's your budget? What's your budget? What's your finances look like, and can you afford it? But if the
Hmm.
finances say yes, I do have business on, we can make it work. Yes, I believe we can make it work. I'm willing to cut back some of this, some of that to make it work. Awesome. Still, before that, I would just make sure I had some type of ability to know how to manage people. Just because you can
Hmm.
hire somebody doesn't mean you know how to manage somebody, doesn't mean you know how to set somebody up for success. If I bring an employee on, it's not just, hey employee, come on, I want you to clean because I have money. No, I want you to be successful here. I want to make sure you have the tools, the know-how, the support, the cheering behind you, the
Hmm.
monetary, the just everything that someone needs to feel like a whole person. I think that gets overlooked in the process. People just look at it as money. We have the clients. I can afford to bring an employee on. Let's bring an employee on. What systems do you have to make sure that employee has a successful experience in your business? What experience do you have to even manage or lead someone in a successful way? I think those are two. I think those items get overlooked. That human side of the hiring process.
Great advice. I like that. Definitely like that. It's more to it than just like you said, and having never really thought about it that way, but more to it than just having the financial side, to be able to
Mm-hmm.
pay a employee,
Mm-hmm.
but having systems in place.
Correct. I want people to have a great experience when they work for me, and go ahead and bring other people on and let people know, or if they
Hmm.
have if they want to move on to do something else, when they do move on, I want them to be able to leave a great review, and if they ever do need to come back, be able to come back. You know what I mean? That's what matters to me, making sure, of course everybody's trying to make money. I'm trying to make money. They're here to make money, but we're also here for a good experience.
Awesome. And I know you may have touched on a little bit about the um, I'm sorry, reviews and
Hmm.
feedback. And
Hmm.
how is that something that's really important in your in business in your business and getting your reviews and feedback? from your customers?
To be honest, I didn't go for my reviews as much as I should. And I think it's because we focus
Hmm.
more on the commercial realm. But I think that's an excuse as well, because I think if yes, I don't think commercial gives as many reviews as residential. But I'm the
Yeah.
type, if there's a something in a way, you just figure a way around it. So there's things that I've could have done and that I've had in place that I didn't move forward with. Like you can always just have simple things where you're checking up on clients and you're having them write, even if it's manually, how was your service this past whatever, and and ask them, do you mind if I share some of your, you know what I mean, do you mind if I share some of the thoughts that you shared, or can you go on here? So I think even though commercial doesn't get a lot of reviews, or at least I didn't push a lot of reviews, I think it's something that we may have missed out on, throughout the years, because we have great relationships, been with clients a long time. They could have definitely left us reviews over the years.
Hmm. And I've won years and never thought about it. We're something that we just recently started doing ourselves as
Mm-hmm.
of this year, just of this year.
Mm-hmm. Now, are
Just
you
asking
seeing
people.
any results, any uptick in jobs, anything like that?
I have to say, we started maybe in the month of October.
Mm-hmm.
Just asking previous
Mm-hmm.
clients and current clients for reviews.
Yep.
We linked it up to our website, linked it up to Google, and now our phone. I mean, within weeks, phones is ringing.
Let's
Phones
go.
is
That's
ringing.
awesome.
Yeah,
You just dropped some gems right there. That's how it goes.
it really. I believe it made a difference. It really made a difference
Nice.
quickly.
You're gonna make me turn my reviews up, like, because we got the long time clients. It's just like, just ask, just ask, and I'm
Hmm.
sure they'll be happy to do it.
Yes, that's right. And I felt funny, asking them, hey, would you go online, take your time out of the day and go
Mm-hmm.
online and type something,
Mm-hmm.
or just even just the stars, and I would say maybe one third that I asked done it, actually done it, but
Mm-hmm.
that one third it made a big difference. I believe
That's
in a
it.
very short period of time.
Nice. I think
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna test that out. I'm gonna swing back to you and see,
Yeah,
and
let
let you
us
know
know.
how that's going.
Thank you. Yeah, you definitely let us know how they. And I believe it'll help probably, or at least pick up something, help in
All right.
some way.
Nice.
Yes. What are maybe some of your biggest challenges that you have on the cleaning side, on the cleaning business?
Hmm. I would say right now our biggest challenge, and it's, I wouldn't say, and this stinks. Just after COVID, it was really hard. Just employees, and I feel like it's still a little difficult sometimes, because even if somebody gets a little sniffle, then you're super worried, or if somebody has a
Yeah.
fever, now they're off for a couple days while they're, until they get some test results or go get a rapid test, whatever it may be. So just issues like that. Because it was tough. We were in a good spot pre-COVID. Then COVID hit. It made things rocky, but our business grew, which is a
Hmm.
blessing. It just became a little more difficult, on the staffing end. So it was like a little double-edged sword. So while the business grew, I think if people weren't 100% happy with their cleaning pre-COVID, they were seeing what other opportunities were out there, and I call them rebounds. We were able to get a bunch of those rebounds off the backboard there, but staffing has been an issue. It's gotten a lot better, but it's still just a little tricky these days, I would say.
I would say COVID definitely changed things.
Hmm.
Definitely did. What do you enjoy about this business?
What do I enjoy about this business? All right, I enjoy the. I guess in any business, there's really no cap, and that's what I enjoy. That I can go out and get as much as I want, but money wasn't always the money wasn't the goal for us. Me and my wife wanted to create a life that can allow us to live life on our terms, whether that's working, whether that's traveling, whatever that may be. And just, we decided we wanted to travel, and that was the type of life that we wanted to live. And we always focus on setting our business up in a way that can support that. So I think that's what I enjoy the most about this business, that you can create a business that is able to support, a lifestyle. That, I'm a kid from the projects, man. I didn't dream I was going to be able to have, these type of opportunities and travel the world with my wife, and have things run, and have managers and supervisors run things and things like that. It's just a crazy, crazy feeling, man, and it's a blessing. So I would say being able to create something that can support my lifestyle the way I envision it is probably the best part.
That's a blessing. That really is a blessing. Uh,
Word.
yeah. Where do you see your business being in 10 years or growing to in 10 years?
That's crazy. I don't even know, man. It goes back, I guess, to what I just said. I don't want to say I'm content, but I don't want to
Mhm.
just grow to grow a business. I don't want to just make money to make money. I want to the vision was a lifestyle. So, me and my wife kind of do have a cap on what we want to do because again, it wasn't about just accumulating, mountains of cash. It was about setting something up
Mhm.
that can allow us to live a peaceful life. And I know the bigger it gets, I could just see, different elements of that would come in. So I'm not sure how big we want to get, but in 10 years I would like to see my business just maintaining my lifestyle in a peaceful manner where my staff and everybody is happy and paid well as well. So if everybody's happy and I could do my thing and my staff is happy with the job descriptions that I give them, which is to take care of the day-to-day stuff, then I'll be a happy man in 10 years. So I think that's where I'm at now. And I would like to be there in 10 years as well, man. So I just maintaining and keeping the peace and keeping things, steady would be nice for me.
That's a blessing. That's awesome. If you would share, maybe if you could share three things that you've done in your business and in your career that has changed your business for the good.
All right. So that's awesome. So number one has been bringing in a coach. I think
Okay.
bringing in a coach. My coach is just lucky. He's created two international businesses. He would come into my living room. Me and my wife would meet with him on Wednesdays, and he would throw these big stacks of policies on my on my table, and just switching those and taking the business out of my mind because it was just something I was doing. I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't have foundations and things that you can either franchise later, sell, train people on, things like things like that. So that would be the biggest. I would say number two would be having my this might be number one, having my wife on my team. Just having her on my team has been great. She worked the full time. Well, we've worked full time jobs and many jobs while we built this business. But then I was the first to do this full time. Having her come on full time and doing the things that are at the lower spectrum for me. I like the sales. I like the more where I'm using my personality, my smile, mixing it up. She loves the paperwork, the black and white, the day to day stuff like that. So having her be able to balance that off for me has been really crucial. So I don't know if that's having a partner or whatever it mean for somebody else, but me having my partner has been a tremendous change. And I want to say hiring supervisors and leads, having people in place to cover call offs, to drop off supplies, to even wash rags. You know what I mean? Things
Oh
like
yeah.
that. There was a time where every time somebody called off, it didn't matter if I did 3 houses of carpets today. I had to go put my shoes back on. I had to go clean this commercial account. So having those folks those managerial positions in place to kind of be an umbrella for us has been really life changing as well.
Well, good. And I noticed sometimes in some of your videos that you, some of your books, and I mean, some of your books, if you would tell us maybe a few, either three or how many books that you would recommend for us.
Nice,
As,
nice. I just had all right, boom, it's right there. I thought I was gonna remember the name, but it's actually sitting right here. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen has been a
mhm,
really good book for me. At least I listened to that Audible, and I have a lot of books, but I like Audible the most. I like to keep the book so I can
mhm,
take notes in when I'm just going in and pulling out info for different things I do. But that book is really big because it just put it on me. You know what I mean? As a man thinketh,
mhm.
whatever you think is what's true. And my mom always taught me to think I'm the greatest, man. Me and my brothers, and we could do anything. And just having that
Amen.
mentality, it just, you know what I mean. That book has been a big game changer for me. Um, what I have behind me, Think and Grow Rich. I think that's
Mhm.
it's so cliche to mention that book, but for somebody like me, that was just how I was introduced, you know what I mean, to that I can do something amazing and great and stuff like that. So that book has just been excellent for me. And then one that's directly related to the cleaning industry. It's called Dream Manager. I'm not sure if you ever
Amen.
heard Dream Manager.
No, not familiar.
I like Dream Manager. Dream Manager talks about it was basically about supporting your team and creating a dream manager for them. You know, that system that they use may not work for everyone, but it definitely cemented what I always wanted to do. I wanted to create a business and take care of my people as well. So of course, I wanted to do good for myself and my family. But again, it goes back to what I said earlier. I wanted a place where my team can really feel appreciated and my team can feel like we care, you know what I mean? And I think the dream manager helped solidify that. No, I didn't live in some dream world, that this was an actual thing that other people wanted for their team members as well.
Awesome. Gil, if you would let our listeners and everyone that's going to listen, if you let them know how to follow you,
Yeah.
what what and how they can contact you and everything as
Yep.
well.
I got you. All right. So it's Gil
Yeah.
Nazario, and that's me on Facebook, GilNazario. Check me out. Our Clean Floors and More is our cleaning company. But my love, not that I don't love my cleaning business, love it. It's allowed me to step into this coaching world. But I have this new fond love for this coaching, and that's Cleaning Business Growth Academy. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Instagram's where we usually have a lot of fun, knowing where I share a lot of my reels and stuff like that. So thanks, man.
Great videos, awesome videos. I tell
Oh
everybody,
man.
awesome videos. Uh-huh.
All right.
Thank you so much, Gil. I really appreciate it. Is any other last word, any closing words that you like to
No,
leave us
man.
with?
Shout out to you and shout out to this platform. Cleaning business owners and I think cleaners in general got a bad you know what I mean, maybe perceived sometime. I heard Antoine talk about it, the way folks are
Yeah.
perceived. When I worked at the hospital, I always tucked my shirt in. The young guys would clown me, Gil, why you always tucking your shirt in? Because I want to do this job with pride and I'm gonna be the
Amen.
best at it. And that's, you know what I mean. And I'm just thankful for this industry and who we are, man. It's full of entrepreneurs and great folks, man. So I really appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you. We're really blessed to have you. We look forward to a second interview. I hope
Hey,
in the future.
let's
I
do
hope.
it.
Yes, yes,
Let's
yes,
do
yes.
it, bro, man. Thurman,
Thank
this
you,
was fun,
man.
bro. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you, brother. Stay blessed. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All
Peace.
right.
All right.
Peace.
That was
Thurman with
fun.
Clean Freaks Podcast. Hey, we thank y'all for joining us. Peace.
Nice.